Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. And today, our topic, we're going to get right into the meat and potatoes, okay? I just did an episode like this for Jackson Dart, and today we're talking about, you clicked on a thumbnail, so you already know, Shilo Sanders, okay? And which teams he would be a good fit for. And I'm going to shock a lot of people. I'm going to make a lot of bold statements, but I feel like I have every single right to. Why? It's not because I know Shilo Sanders. It's not because he's commented on 2 of my videos before. Salute, Shilo. But it's because I've watched every single game from this guy in the last 3 years that he has played on. Okay, I even watched him a little bit when he was at South Carolina. I'm a huge Shilo Sanders fan. Okay, I follow the whole family. I've even made bold statements that he has potential to be a bigger star than his brother Shedeur. Okay, Shilo is that dude. He is that dude. I want to take and share my screen here, and we're going to go over his stats, but also we're going to go over some of the worst secondaries in the NFL, and we're going to picture him on their team. And I'll be honest with you, even if they already have 4 really good starting cornerbacks, and they have already a good free safety, and this guy can play all over the backfield. You could put him on an island and let him do his thing. You can put him in the box and can he box that ball out and force a fumble? I've seen him do it. This guy is tough as nails. He even took and broke, I believe it was his forearm, and still came back this year. Even played in the bowl game. Not realizing he could have hurt himself and then not gotten drafted at all. Okay, I'm going to make some arguments today that you may even want to consider drafting him or putting him in your mock drafts for even the 2nd round. He's that talented. He is that talented, and he will not let you down. As far as people not working out, you already know Coach Prime raised this dude to be a warrior and a soldier. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. This first column over here is pass yards allowed average and pass touchdowns allowed throughout the year. So, man, you look at the Jets, man, Sauce Gardner, be having a pretty good year, okay? You look at the Miami Dolphins, a lot of their issues are on offense. Coach Weaver has them dudes humming, right? I'm a Fins fan. I'll keep it real. I would love it if he came to Miami. Wouldn't be ticked off one bit, because you know what? Javon Holland, there's an argument right there. He may be walking. And look, man, we need a field general, the Shedeur Sanders equivalent for defense. And I would love for Shilo to be that for us. But another episode for another day. So this is what we got here. Here are just the top teams. Look at the Bears. The Bears secondary, believe it or not, is pretty solid. Okay. So again, passing defense, these are the yards that are typically allowed. Then you look at some of these teams like the Buccaneers. They need help in their secondary. The Saints, you can put up all kinds of points upon the Saints. Oh yeah. Then of course you got the Broncos. Hey, Bo Nix is having a great year. Secondary, not so much. Okay, people have put up points on the Lions. That's something that we're not really talking about. Okay. And then you got the Jaguars as well, too. They just need help everywhere. Okay. So yeah, these are the stats right here. Then we're going to go over to, and this, I'll read this stat sheet over here for you. These are defensive stats. Okay. So average yards that are allowed. Okay. Over here, we got teams with the most sacks. So Minnesota Vikings, they're tied with the Houston Texans for most sacks at 47. Holy cow, that is a lot. Well, as far as overall, I was thinking, Broncos got 58. Holy cow. So I misspoke there. But you look in here, and then what we want to take and look for is a stat, and that is, y'all taking a see here, passing yards. Okay. So you see with the Minnesota Vikings, they gave up 3,800, almost 3,900 passing yards, right? But you look at some of these other teams. Let's scroll all the way down. We got the Cleveland Browns. Currently, right now, they have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. One of the worst defenses in the NFL. Teams that he would be a good fit for. Now, Shilo, let's look at him. He's 6 foot tall, just under 200 pounds. This season, with an injury, guys, that means he was out for a little bit. Still had 45 tackles. Still forced a fumble and had 2 pass deflections. Okay. When I don't see a lot of interceptions, what do I look for? I look for pass deflections. Okay. I look for forced fumbles. I look for those other stats that make this guy a very special player. You can't just judge him off of this year, but best believe he had a huge hand in winning games and commanding that defense as a, one of the captains of that team. But then we look at 2023. 2023. I understand, man, they had a lot of issues. Look, man, you go from Jackson State to Colorado, and there's going to be quite a bit of difference. But this guy had 4 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and he had 1 pick six, 3 pass deflections. This guy is a baller, and they 54 solo tackles. That is amazing. So watch his highlights, as you all have seen during this episode. You know, I've posted some of his highlights already on here. And again, this is a young man who is going to ball out. He's a great locker room guy, very positive. He's a fun locker room guy as well too. Some people could see a world where wherever Shedeur goes, I can almost guarantee Shilo could follow. But there may be some benefits. There actually just might be some benefits to him being on a team by himself. Okay, because that happened. I mean, it's like with I don't know if y'all remember Griffin, the Griffin brothers. You know, they came from, I believe it was UCF. One has 2 hands, one of them has 1 hand, and they were kind of a package deal. So we've seen that in the past where players are, hey, this is my brother. Hey, can you give him a shot? We've seen that happen before. But let me say something. Shiloh's no charity case. Matter of fact, the people that he hits and lays the whooping on, oh, they're the charity case. Now, one thing the stats are not going to take and tell you about Shilo, and I'm going to share this again. There's no stat here for knocking the living crap out of people. There's literally no stat here that says anything like that. None. Now let's go back over here to teams that need him. Let's look at the last 10 teams. Bills, hey, they could potentially win a Super Bowl this year, right? Bengals can use him. Could you imagine him in a Bengals secondary, forcing fumbles, giving Joe Burrow another chance to take and run down the field and get a touchdown, sling that ball to Jamar Chase? I totally could see that. The Colts just have an identity issue everywhere. Almost every team is putting up a lot of points on them, so I can see that being a thing as well too. Also as well, you got the Saints, very similar story. Issues at quarterback, issues at secondary, okay? Then, of course, we got teams that are very, very good, like the Vikings. We got the Ravens, right? So they can take and use a bit of help when it comes to their secondary, okay? And you look at teams that are, hey, they're in the top. Not all of these are playoff teams, okay? They're just not. Dolphins, a lot of issues there. We got the Jets over here that's probably the one place they shine at is the secondary. They could be a little tough to take and throw on. Commanders, they're playing a lot of inspired ball. I mean, there's not a team in the NFL I could not picture them on, and that's the whole point that I am getting at here today. It's not only to take and change your guys' mind, but also as well let everybody know that listen, man, he can force fumbles. He can knock you out physically and take you out the game. He can get interceptions. You could put him in the box and use him as an additional linebacker. He could be a free safety. You can put him on an island as well too. He could jam you up really good. Okay, this young man, I love watching him in college, and in my opinion, he's only gotten better. This is a young man who's going to take and shine. So comment below. And Shilo, if you're watching this, man, let me know if you got time in your schedule, man. Hopefully, God willing, I'll be at the Hula Bowl. I don't know if you'll be at that bowl game, but man, I loved it. Whether interview you in person or we could do it virtually as well too. Reach out to my people, man. I can be found on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. So, but you guys go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'll be cranking out probably another around 50 interviews between now and draft day. So, and I'll also be doing other video breakdowns such as this. So comment below, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching another episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.